So quick recap. Do you want to do a quick recap
No,
of
you
the
got it.
episode?
You got it.
Okay. So Mando and Grogu need the robot to go to Mandalore to investigate, and they can't fix the robot that was just crushed by a dad joke. The IG-12, I think, is what it is. And so they visit Johnny's favorite mechanic. And after visiting the mechanic, she gives them a very well, what do you want to even call it? Like a well-informed, no, not a well-informed. I was going to say a well-endowed, but that sounds like a
I was
devil
saying the skittish. He was a very skittish android.
I love the idea of a scared robot. I don't know why that just cracks me up, but it does. Hashtag robots, droids lives matter, guys.
Droids lives matter.
So he takes this skittish astromech with him, goes and visits Mandalore, and then he gets kidnapped. He and Grogu, investigate it. Turns out the air is okay. They go down and gets kidnapped, and Homegirl has to come and rescue him. That's pretty much it.
That's it. Yeah, they meet into Bo-Katan with her throne of her just sitting in a throne for 8 hours, I guess, a day. That's her new job.
I like it. Nothing like a powerful woman just chilling on a throne to make me go, I like this character.
Hey, I like her way more. You're right. I like her a lot this season. I want to do an end prediction where we see the season going, and then we can do a cast to see how close we were. But I hope she's featured a lot more.
I think she will be, dude. I think she's going to be a huge story thread because she is in the Clone Wars. Bo-Katan's massive. And here's something fun for you, Johnny, a fun fact. So the voice actress who voices Bo-Katan in the show is the same actress as the one.
Katie Sackhoff, man. Battlestar Galactica. She's amazing.
Okay. You already knew that probably then.
I just know about Katie Sackhoff.
And they do some callbacks. So like at one point she and Grogu are talking. No, sorry. She and Mando are talking, and she's talking about her father. And in Clone Wars, you get to know her father, and he's legit. Dude gets wrecked, though.
She talks to Grogu about Jedis, how she used to be friends with them. So she does do a lot of callbacks. That's why I said there's a lot of callbacks to Clone Wars. A lot has happened in season 2, in episode 2.
Yeah, they have some skirmishes with the Jedi, and they have some friends. She and Ahsoka Tano are friends. I know she's friends with, Anakin and Obi-Wan too, but yeah, she knows some Jedi.
How old is she?
So old.
Because she looks to be Mando's age, and this is 7 years after, right?
So she's a teenager in
okay.
Clone Wars. So, I mean, she's probably 10 years older than Mando, would be my guess. Or maybe the same age. She'd have to be the same. She'd have to be a couple years older, but she's aged really well. Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave it on. They can age differently, sure.
Well, I mean, in some people, yeah, just age really well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just curious because they didn't make her look older at all.
Look at me, I look 40.
And look at me, I look 4. So it's all the same.
Exactly. When Johnny shaves, I'm like, such a cute little boy.
But yeah, so I really like 2 way more. Good. We want to just GBN it?
Let's just GBN it.
Again, good was I really love the interaction with. They did do a little bit of the pod racing, and I thought it was funny how that mechanic used the Jabberwockers. What am I saying?
Jawas.
Jawas, yeah, to steal parts and then sell it back to the same people. She's so shady, and I love it.
Oh, she's so funny. And yeah, when she's selling him the robot, I love the idea of a skittish robot because you don't really see it too much. Robots are always stoic and everything else, but this one was so scared and funny.
And she's just funny, like the way she saw like Grogu, and she's like, "Where's the little guy?" And she was so happy to see him.
Yeah, I like that she's missing a tooth. I don't know why it cracks me up, but it does.
She's great. So she was a good for me. I got a few bads, so I don't have a lot of goods. I got a few bads and a lot of nerdies, but
I think the good for me would be that this one I thought was paced really well. Like, we didn't really have a minute of downtime. I felt like action was coming, but it didn't feel like just filler action. It felt like it was necessary. Like, kind of makes sense that there's a guy who would be, preying on Mandalorians who've come back. Like, I think that's kind of cool. There are parasites in real life. Like, there are people who are like that in real life. So kind of just a cool detail to have. And he's very creepy and well designed. And so that would be my good, is the guy who captures Mando for a minute was...
he might be one of my bads.
Okay. I really liked him, but that's okay. I guess I can give you a different good then. I like when...
but good. Who cares?
I like when Grogu has to escape him and his little ears are flapping and he's flying away in his little thing. I don't know why it cracked me up, but it did. Just zooming around in his little pod.
How badly do you want one of those, though? I really wanted to fly around, right?
More than a jetpack, even. Like I feel like
Right?
a jetpack would be hard to manage, but a little chair thing.
That little hovercraft he has, it looks comfortable. He has a lot
Yeah,
of like, and he
take it.
can fly in it. Like he goes up and down. There's no limit.
Yeah, it's just a mini comfortable spaceship. You and
Yeah,
I are same brain, Johnny. Other
we're
than
same
nerd.
lazy brain. We're just the laziest of men. But so my bad. I have two bads. One would be that guy you had, the evil one who captured Mando. He sounded like a Decepticon. He looked like a Decepticon. He even because he comes out and does that little thing they do, and I was like, Disney, come on now. That was bad. He was creepy looking. That was a creepy episode.
Yeah.
And he was kind of creepy. And then like two scenes later was my other bad is Grogu is just hovering around and this rat bat thing is following him and he can't destroy it and he's panicking and he flies away and then that big troll dude's in front of him and he just destroys the troll in 2 seconds. Like how are you scared of that and then destroy a troll? That was my only thing it threw me off a little bit.
These shouldn't be quite so close together.
Yeah, like I get it. You couldn't take down this guy or you couldn't release Mando, but a rat bat frightens you to death. But a 7-foot, probably 12-foot troll comes at you and then you just disperse of him and fly away.
I know they should have just not had the troll at all. Like he should have just put it in overhaul and kept going.
Yeah, like
better.
He should be scared of a rat bat. I was scared of that thing.
Yeah, but compared to a troll.
Yeah, like he TKO'd it. All right, keep going.
2 frames later, 2 seconds later.
Seriously, he hasn't escaped the cave yet. You're still in the cave.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I wanna see if I had any bads from that episode. Okay, here's my only bad, and we're gonna get into some. This is also going to be nerdy, but my bad is like when Mando is, kind of getting rebaptized. We're going to call it that because it's totally ritualistic. Yeah. Feels super religious. He's a cult member. Like, got to be like that, right? He's going into the water doing a chant. Anyway, it's clearly based on that, and he gets pulled under, and he gets pulled under fast. Like, I'm like, oh wow, something got him, and then she dives in and she's looking around, and he is gone, thousands of feet below surface. Like hundreds, maybe not thousands, but. He is way under the water. And I was just like, wow, 1, he traveled really fast. And 2, the thing that pulled him under, where is it? It's nowhere near him. You know what I mean? So that was kind of my bad. Was like, did it just pull him and huck him? And how did he get down there so quick? Like, she is, yeah. Anyway, it was just kind of.
And how did he not die? Because force and, physics, even though you're underwater, that's a lot of, G's, right? Yeah, torque and G's and.
Jeez, he's moving quick.
Jeez, he's moving fast. And how did they not get what's that Leslie Knows quote when the bends? How did you not get the bends coming up so quick?
I guess if you go down super fast and you come back up super fast, maybe your body doesn't have time.
Maybe.
It's funny how we debate logic sometimes in a show about, space wizards and I don't know. It just kind of cracks me up.
Ageless. Is she what is she called to? She's not a man. She's a Mandalorian, right?
Who? Bo
Katan, yeah.
She's a Mandalorian princess.
That's right. Even though she was from another planet in the solar, or that's where her kingdom was, right? Because it got destroyed.
So she was the princess of Mandalore. She was born on Mandalore, princess of Mandalore, had been there forever. And then after Mandalore was destroyed in the Great Purge by the Empire, she occupied a neighboring planet.
And then he was on a moon, right? That's where.
Yeah, Mando was born on a different planet. He's a foundling.
Yeah, because he's on a moon there, because he's still part of like the universe.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just trying to get it. I was just trying to get my origin straight.
So what's your nerdy?
I really liked how oh, that's a good one. Go back to me. I don't know why I just drew a blank. I don't know what's going on with me. It was nerdy to see how he fought with the saber and it still beat him. I like that a lot. The little black saber when he was killing the trolls. That was nerdy. And then, that's what it was. I just finally remembered. When Bo-Katan was freeing Mando, and then she just looks at Grogu and goes, "You thought your dad was the only Mandalorian?" That was just a very nerdy, great line. Like, just owned it.
Yeah, I almost had an issue with that line, actually, because it's like, I feel like Grogu has seen other Mandalorians, hasn't he?
Maybe he thought she wasn't one. I don't know.
And he's already been around Bo-Katan too. Like, I don't know. Just to me, I was kind of like,
Maybe
doesn't.
because of Mandalorian TKOs 5 people.
Yeah, I don't know. There was like, it was a great line, but I was also like, does it make sense? You know what I mean? Like, this is an amazing line, but does it make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, on top of that, I was just gonna say I liked one of my nerdies was that she is really good with the dark saber.
Mm.
Like, it's funny how it fights Mando so much, but it's totally okay with her.
I kept waiting for her to either steal
Decapitate
the
man.
saber,
Yeah.
right? Because she had it and then gave it back to him, or use it as like, hey, I'll take you to the your whole mission. But give me the saber. Like I'll show you where the fountain is in a city that you never grew up in, but I did. If I had the saber. I kept waiting for that.
So you gotta watch Clone Wars because maybe not has she had the dark saber before, but if she has, potentially, spoiler warning.
You can spoil Clone Wars. There's like 40 seasons of that. I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay, you just need to watch like 5 episodes and it would change your life.
Mm.
But anyway, so she has had the dark saber before and kind of failed with it, and she kind of believes it's cursed because you're supposed to win the dark saber through combat, and she never did. She was just gifted it from, I think, from Ahsoka Tano. I think Ahsoka won it.
Okay.
Maul, ironically. Darth Maul took over. Yeah, you got to watch the episodes where Darth Maul takes over Mandalore. It's incredible.
Oh, if I only had all the free time in the world, which I do, so I can.
If only you had just like, it's only like 5 episodes you need to watch. That would change your life, man.
Make a list for me. What are you waiting for? Make me
I'll
a list.
do it.
Just watch it. I do have another nerdy. I know I'll let you talk about this one, but we talked about it a little bit. I liked it how this season so far has made the show small again. That's the nerdy. It's not even episode, just episode wise, where he's not like it's either him or the universe dies. You're just on a mission. As you put it well, he's just a man on a mission.
Yeah, he's just a man trying to find redemption.
Yeah.
It's not big stakes. He's not, it might be for Ahsoka Tano, but we don't really, or not, sorry, it might be for Bo-Katan. Like, she's trying to get her planet back, right? But we don't really like, that's
he
not
just
really
wants to get accepted back to his family.
Yeah, exactly. He just wants to join the Creed again. Yeah. How cool was the city design? I was gonna say that as he's, going back into the waters and everything else, but like the crystallized city underground, was that not just beautiful?
Yeah, it looked like a Skyrim city that got destroyed or something.
Yeah, it looked like something out of Lord of the Rings or Skyrim. Like, just it's where fantasy and sci-fi meet, and I love stuff like
and it was really well done. Like I wanted them to explore more of that. Like it was just cool, and there was layers to it, right?
Yeah. I like that Bo-Katan was so familiar with it too, which she would be, and she was kind of sad as she was walking through it all, because she was a big part of why Mandalore even fell. So yeah, people should watch Clone Wars. Did you? Okay, and apparently, so I haven't watched Rebels, but apparently there are space whales which Grogu sees.
Oh, is that what that was?
So yeah, and it has something to do with Rebels, and I didn't know. I was talking to one of our neighborhood kids, and he was like, "Did you see the space whales?" Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, I didn't know. I haven't watched Rebels."
Did you feel old when little kids are out Star Warsing you now?
Yeah, I do. I know a ton of 13-year-olds.
I was going there, but I didn't want to. I was like, Jade, you talk to a lot of neighborhood kids?
Sounds so creepy, doesn't it?
But yeah, and then what was the scariest part of all? After she rescues him, she dives all the way down to the deep waters.
Yeah, hundreds of feet deep. Instantly hundreds of feet deep somehow. But as she's pulling him out, she catches a glimpse at our favorite animal, a mythosaur.
I just loved. So she has a helmet on the whole time, and I could feel her reaction to when she laid eyes on this mammoth of a beast.
Yeah, and the thing was huge. The funny thing is, like, if you look at concept art and like maybe it's even in some comics, I can't remember, but like the mythosaur usually aren't quite that big. Like that thing is massive with its big eyes.
His horn was, or not his horn. Yeah, his little horn. Was probably what the size of the size of both of them. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, just massive, and it had a cool glowing yellow eye. And I don't know if it lives underwater all the time. I thought it was up above ground for a lot of it too. So maybe it can do both, like a salamander.
Maybe it's just you had to adapt because you can't live on the surface anymore. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some more digging. That's That's some deep cut knowledge right there. To know about mythosaurs, like I knew enough to know what it was and to know
No,
what
I didn't know what that was at all. You were like, it's the logo, and I'm like, that's the skull. How am I supposed to know?
yeah. So they all have. Yeah, it's funny how, in Disney, it's funny how things develop because I guarantee that George Lucas just had some art concept with a cool skull on it, and he's like, yeah, put that on Boba Fett. You know what I mean? That's cool. And now it's like Dave Filoni's like, all right, we got to flesh out what a mythosaur is and what a Mandalorian is and all this stuff. We're gonna flesh it all out.
It's all out there.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not just a cool symbol. Like, what's this cool symbol? Let's give it a bit cool backstory. And sometimes in Star Wars that totally sucks. Like sometimes the crazy backstory is not good, but other times it's incredible. Like, let me give you an example. You know those guys who play the
Yeah. The band boys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're called
Play that
jizz
same song
wailers.
again.
They're called jizz wailers.
Okay.
That's literally their name. And it's like, I didn't need to know that. I don't care. Like there's a lot of stuff like that where I'm like, whatever. But mythosaurs, I'm like, oh yeah, give me as much as I can handle. So
It was super
that's
cool.
that's my 2 cents. I was pretty stoked when that thing showed up.
Super nerdy, man. Like that's how you envision it times 20.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty stoked about it. What? So should we start doing some
Predictions?
predictions? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's 7 more episodes, right? They usually go 8 or 9.
Yeah. I can look it up real quick while you talk.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they're still gonna try to keep the world small, redeem him, like have him redeem him. But I think while he goes to redemption, he leans a little bit more to Bo-Katan's side and helps her. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe because I just want to see more Bo-Katan.
So there's 6 more episodes, 8 episodes total.
Okay, so in that 6-episode arc, I can see him like trying to see redemption and then realizing his redemption isn't what he thought it should be, to go back to the cult, but to help Bo-Katan rebuild the Mandalorian society.
I like that, and I'll agree. I want to take it one step further. As they're colonizing, I think an enemy is going to show up and start trying to take over Mandalore again. I think we're going to have third-party invaders.
Are they the First Order?
That'd be cool. It'd be cool if it was the First Order. I mean, I'm not in love with the sequels. I've spoken pretty harshly against them, especially Palpatine returning. But I mean, if you're gonna tie it in, you got to tie it in.
But that's what makes it great, right? They took Mando. They took a person who's understandable in the world, but totally different. If they make a new, like a different Jedi TV show that has nothing to do with the Skywalker clan, it would be massive.
Yeah. I know, and it's funny, you thought that Luke was going to be so involved in all of it, but the reality is he wasn't. He was only in it for 3 episodes total, if that. After
I don't really remember one full one if you count the last scene of 1.
right, Mando goes and visits him at the Jedi Temple, and he rescues Grogu, and I think
that's why I call it. That's why I call it 1, because it wasn't even like a full episode dedicated to him. Really, it was just half and half.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's still time for him. There's still a lot going on.
We'll see.
And I didn't even realize how much of Grogu is going to be in it. So I'm glad that they're keeping that money train going.
Did you notice at one point his little shirt, his little potato sack fell down a little, and you could see his Beskar underneath?
No, really?
Yeah. Pretty cute.
Well, he's a Jedi. What do you expect?
Yeah. I don't know. He's not. Yeah.
No. He's a Padawan. Sorry.
Well, he's a foundling, right? He's a young. What do they call him? Foundling. Yeah, he's a foundling.
There is. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens with. I don't know. Will he continue his Jedi art training?
Well, I mean, they live so long that he can be a Mandalorian for like 60 years and then go the next 100 years be a. Because he was 50 when they found him and he's a baby, something like that, or 20 as a baby, right?
Yeah.
So he can live his life with his dad and his pseudo stepmom, whatever Bo-Katan's gonna be, and then he can be a Jedi after.
I like that. I'm trying to think of who else could be a third-party invader. I know in Solo, Well, I think Maul is gone at this point. Enough time has passed. I think Maul is.
Sorry, is Moff Gideon done?
I think so. Moff Gideon's in a prison.
But is he done? Can he? I mean, Andor was in prison, and we saw how that ended up.
I think Moff Gideon's done.
Okay, I was just saying. That's the only one I know who's like a big baddie in the Clone Wars, right, and all that other stuff.
Thrawn is a big baddie in Rebels, and if
Oh,
they're
is he?
referencing
And he's
Rebels,
huge in the books, right? Like in the books, he's a big character.
yeah, he's massive. So it would be cool if Thrawn showed up. That would be legit.
Like live action, that would be way big because he's one of the most. I think he's the most wanted live action character they haven't had yet.
I think so, especially with
Probably like the only one now.
having, yeah, well, with Book of Boba Fett having the guy with the red eyes. Crap, I can't remember his name. He's in Clone Wars. He's got the tubes coming out of him. I don't know. Did you watch Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, I don't remember names.
Okay, Cad Bane. His name's Cad Bane.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Wow,
dude.
without the producers helping everything, good for you.
Yeah. Anyway, Cad Bane is in it, and so with him being kind of gone, we think uh, Thrawn is the last really big character. I think.
That would be big if they end the season and it's like a cameo of him, just like Thrawn, just like you just see like the blue or something, that white suit he wears with that blue face, and that's
Yeah.
it. That'd be a big cut screen.
All right, fan casting Thrawn. Who would you want to have play him? Killian Murphy.
That's a good one. Who do you have? Did you have someone in mind, or did you just think this up?
A lot of people say Benedict Cumberbatch. I think that could be okay, but he's kind of, I don't know. Cumberbatch is kind of back. I'm back and forth on him sometimes. I'm trying to.
I don't know. Dude, this is hard because it's like they don't have to cast anyone right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can just oh man. Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, I was trying to find it before. Who's the Scarecrow?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, I was gonna do that as just a nod to all the knights because our go-to casting is always him.
What about Homelander as Anthony Starr as Thrawn? Do you like that?
Could be. Is he too pretty? They can make him ugly. That'd be funny. Homelander would be funny.
I was gonna say so I'm just looking up a quick like fan casting thing where they talk about their top 10. And one of them I really like is Michael Fassbender as Thrawn.
Who's he off of?
So he's like young Magneto.
Oh yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah, that is a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, he'd be cool. I actually those are my two favorite, Homelander or Fassbender.
Okay, a little offended, but all right.
I guess my third choice would be Johnny Luz.
Thank you. God, I can only audition to so many things.
They were saying like Tom Hiddleston and Benedict Cumberbatch.
No. I mean,
Lee Pace could be cool. Lee Pace is he's Ronin.
Oh, is he?
But he's already played a blue character, so I'm kind of like,
does that matter?
A little bit.
Nah, dude. How many times? I thought you were just gonna make Oscar Isaac do it and then call it like a full circle.
Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac, who's who is he? He's in the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah. What I forget his name? Penn? No. It'd just be funny if he's in it though.
We'll just have him play two characters. It's fine. No, people will forget.
Who cares? I don't mind at all.
Poe Dameron is his name.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that'd be funny. No, I think Michael Fassbender, that would be our choice. So here's our final predictions, right, Johnny? They're going to colonize Mandalore. He'll have his redemption. The Creed will show up. And then a third party is going to show up and invade. Those were our big ones, right?
Do you think he's going to be the bridge between both the Cult and Bo-Katan, or do you think because it's a big planet? If you fix it, you can have sectors, right?
I think so. So. And yeah, it would be sick. I think if Thrawn showed up, that would be really cool.
I didn't even realize that. I forget how big he is. The last Comic-Con I went to, 2019, it was all about him, man. It was crazy. They just released that last book of his.
Yeah. And yeah, so I've heard he has incredible books, like the books that are evolved around him, and then Rebels, he's really good. And I've watched a bunch of his highlights in Rebels, and he's awesome.
I'm I like that they're keeping it the small story, and it can still be a small story that you're just fixing your planet.
Totally. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Boba Fett did it a little too much when it's just him rebuilding his empire. Got a little, but
That was, yeah, that one was just poorly done, though. You know what I mean? The problem is he spent way too much time in that back to tank, talked about it way too much.
yeah.
And like there was like that spinning thing, the weird car, like it was just low production value, and you knew it. They just didn't take their time.
Which is weird because he's one of the biggest characters, money behind him.
And it could have been cool, right? It could have been cool.
Let's wait. You know that he's a Mandalorian.
Yeah. Like I had nothing wrong with his story. I liked the idea of him becoming a sand person and all that other nonsense. I thought was awesome. The story wise, it was great, but like visually and like paced and everything, like everything else was wrong. It was like they wrote a semi decent story and then just couldn't back it up with like time and edits and everything else. They were just in a rush, I think.
They just rushed through it.
What's crazy is that they would transition to Mando in those two episodes, and the production value suddenly spiked in an incredible way. Like it looked so good.
I just wonder if it had way more money from all the Baby Yoda toys.
I hate that so much.
5% of all the toys goes to production.
Why would you have a sudden production spike? Like it just and Boba Fett's such a big deal, and we were in the middle of the pandemic. Why wouldn't you do a good job?
Massive deal. Massive.
And no one's liked it. I haven't talked to anyone who's been like, yeah, it was great. Like people are okay with it, but no one's liked it.
Like Andor, everyone's fighting, love it or hate it. Only a few people I know that don't kind of got a sick of Mando. But Boba Fett was just like, yeah, I watched it.
Like no one hated it, right?
Yeah.
But like no one really enjoyed it either. It was just very mediocre.
They all had opinions like, yeah, that could have been better. That could have been better. I finished it.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. You nailed it on the head.
Nailed it on the head. All right, Knights, have you seen it? Where do you think it's going at? Comment below on where. What's your theory? We're way off. Who knows? We're excited to see how off we're going to be in a month.
Yeah, exactly. And we will recap in a month and tell you how wrong we were and how apologetic.
Or how right we were, because I'll lie all day.
More than likely. And we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Flippity flip.